All right, you guys, this your boy back at y'all with another one, man. Let's get down to business. Shouts out to the Lions and basketball community. You know, when these incidents always come up, when unarmed black brothers and sisters are gunned down by these police officers and all that, and I find it funny that our leadership says absolutely nothing and does less than nothing, right? Now, in the wake of the Dante Wright shooting incident where he was killed during the traffic stop, you had Kamala Harris come out with her statement saying that prayers are not enough. Dante Wright should still be with us. While investigations are underway, our nation needs justice and healing, and Dante's family needs to know why their child is dead. They deserve answers. Well, the same can be said for Matrice Richardson, Kamala Harris. The family of Matrice Richardson want to know why their daughter, their sister, their brother, you know, their daughter, right? The family of Matrice Richardson want to know why she's still not with them. Now, she was an attorney general out in the state of California when Matrice Richardson was killed mysteriously. Now, we don't know how she was killed, why she was killed. All that we know that cops, she was in police custody from what I read. The police officers were the last ones to see Matrice Richardson alive, but yet Kamala Harris want to run her mouth about Breonna Taylor, talk about prayers not enough, right? You want to run your mouth about Jacob Blake when he was shot 7 times in the back, and apparently that cop, not only does he not face charges, that motherfucker's back at work. Dante Wright was killed by cops, and you run around here talking about prayers not enough. We need to do something. See, this is where I go. What it goes back to what I say all the time about these jackasses that's in a position of power, right? They sit up here and talk about, well, we need to come together as a nation and we need healing and all that, but won't do a fucking thing about holding these jackasses accountable that get involved in the senseless killing of black men and women, right? Now, I've talked about this thing at nausea, but I'm going to continue to talk about it because these politicians do nothing, and they say nothing. They say absolutely nothing, and they do absolutely less. Don't expect Joe Biden to do anything because Joe Biden has already made it clear. Matter of fact, when he was candidate Biden, he literally told everybody that he was not going to defund the police. If anything, he was going to put more money to the police departments. That means more patrols. That means more arrests, and that means more incidents like this. What's up, JJ2121, the man boy? Wait, what? Huh? And Herman Body. What's up, y'all? I appreciate y'all for being in here today, right? There's some things we need to talk about that's more important than basketball. Don't get me wrong, I love basketball. I love talking about basketball, but there's some things that are way more important than basketball, and that's the unarmed black men and women getting gunned down by the police, and nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it. You got these corporations who's in a position of power to do something about it, right? Because truth be told, a lot of these corporations give campaign donations to these politicians. So if we start putting pressure on these companies, hey, look, if you since you support this politician, we're not going to support your product until you get your motherfucking mind right. And then once we stop supporting these corporations that support these politicians, these corporations are going to get the hint because these corporations don't like losing money, and these politicians love the fact that they get their donations and all that. So we need to start putting pressure on these companies. Hey, look, and we know you support Ted Cruz. Unless you disassociate yourself from him, we're going to stop buying your product. Well, no corporation want no one buying their product. If no one buying their product, they're not making money. If they're not making money and they continue to lose money hand over fist, they're going to go out of business eventually, right? Advertisers, right? People that advertise on Fox News, on Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and all these other motherfuckers, right? That are just as complicit and this and the empty rhetoric that these politicians put out. The mainstream media is just as complicit. What's up, K-Town? Or you this company that supports Laura Ingraham? Okay, well, I'm not. We're gonna boycott your store until you stop supporting Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson, or this jackass that works at CNN, or this dickhead that works at MSNBC or BSNBC. I like to call it, right? You got the Republican Party so up in arms because Major League Baseball pulled the All-Star game out of Atlanta due to that bullshit fucking um, voting rights bill that Governor Kemp signed, right? They all up in arms about that. Meanwhile, back in the motherfucking ranch, they're not even trying to address the fucking the whole thing about the police officers, right? They see nothing wrong with it, and it goes back to what I showed on that video I did a couple days ago, right? These politicians don't give a fuck about you. The only time they give a fuck about you is when it's time for their re-election. They want to come in your face and strut their stuff and talk about if you vote for me, this is what you're gonna do, and this is what I can do for you, and all this other type of shit. Right? You got Republicans using fear mongering tactics, talking this bullshit about, oh man, they're gonna take your guns away and they're gonna take away your freedom, right? Really? Is that what popping in the streets right now? So if I vote for a Democrat, they're gonna take away my freedom, right? They're gonna take away my guns, right? That's some stupid, empty talk, right? When you got these Democrats on the other side, man, if you vote for these Republicans, man, these Republicans, they're not trying to do anything for you. I mean, look at everything we've done, which is absolutely nothing, right? At the end of the day, like I always say before, when it comes to these Republicans and Democrats, they're different fangs on the same snake, right? The only difference is one's on the left side, the other one's on the right side. Yes, I agree with you, Herman. I definitely agree with you, Herman. But this is the problem, right? This is the problem, and I talk about this a lot, right? The problem with this is you have unions. And the police unions are one of the biggest detractors to making any kind of changes when it comes to this police reform. It's the police unions. So if you want to uproot the problem, you got to start there with these police unions, because anytime there's any kind of legislature or any kind of law that's being put into place to curtail these racist cops that get involved in these heinous acts, right? Here come the police unions coming right behind them, right? The Fraternal Order of Police, right? They put money in these politicians' pockets. They they all they're in the ear of the police chiefs. Some of these police chiefs want these rogue cops gone, but no thanks to these police unions, these cops find their way back. So anytime anybody try to do anything about it, here come these police unions, right? Here come these motherfuckers, right? Why you think qualified immunity ain't got stricken down, right? Why you think we still have the shit going on in place, right? And the NR and like all these guys, when you talk about the police unions, the NRA, these politicians that takes money from them. All these guys are what I like to call the in club. What's up, New Aces? Salute to you. I'm gonna keep it up. Don't worry. This ain't gonna never stop. What's up, Luda Ryder? Salute to you, my brother. For real. So when these politicians come on TV and they act like they care and shit, first of all, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. The only time they care is when two situations arise. When they're up for re-election. No, I take that back. There's only one time that they care about whatever issue that they happen to think about that particular day. And when it benefits them. Period. That's the only time these goddamn politicians care about anything is when it benefits them. That would have better when it mean their re-election, getting campaign donations, whatever you call it. The only time they give a fuck about anything is when it benefits them and them only. You think Kamala Harris really give a fuck about what happened out in Minnesota, given her reprehensible record as a prosecutor? She don't give a fuck. All she does is gonna put out some empty talk, and then once that empty talk is done, well, I did my job for the day, and you never hear anything about it ever again. You don't. What's up, Big Worm? For real. That's what she does. That's what she does. Joe Biden, you ain't heard Joe Biden mention not one peep about it. He had a lot of things to say about Asians, though. He had a lot, he did a lot for Asians. He did a lot for LGBT. He did a lot for fucking everybody else. But when it comes to black people, though, the same black people that put his ass in the motherfucking White House, right? The same people that put his ass in the motherfucking White House, then all of a sudden now, oh man, I got my dementia kicked in. Salute to you, Pink Meadows, was good. I don't remember what I said. And then another thing we need to talk about is the Congressional Black Caucus, right? A whole legion of bootlicks, right? Now, I was on Twitter yesterday, and I couldn't help but notice that peanut head Cory Booker taking pictures with that chocolate milk dye head Raphael Warnock, the freshman senator out of Georgia, right? Who's the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church down there, along with a whole bunch of other motherfuckers that I don't even know much less care about. You got time to take photos and selfies and shit, but don't got no time to address the fucking real issues here in America when it comes to the black community. So what the fuck is the purpose of the Congressional Black Caucus? Have they pushed for reparations? No. Have they pushed for any police reform when it comes to the black society in America? No. Have they pushed for reparations? No. Have they pushed for anything regarding the black community, right? Because you got a lot of black communities getting gentrified right now. There's parts in DC back in the day, you couldn't pay white people to walk around. Now they walking their dog at 3 o'clock in the morning. They out there, doing yoga exercises and shit. Back in the day, and there's in some parts of Southeast DC, you couldn't pay white people to walk around. But since they gentrified it, right? Now that you got white people walking their dog, playing frisbee, flying kites and shit, grilling out and shit, doing all that. But the Congressional Black Caucus don't do anything to address that. The Congressional Black Caucus are fucking useless. They're useless. So why should we even call ourselves voting for these jackasses when they don't want to do anything? All they want to do is take selfies and associate with that fucking corporate headline Roland Martin and go to the spring luncheon and the summer luncheon and the fall luncheon and then we got the midsummer classic and shit. Just getting fat. They at these goddamn luncheons getting fat or getting fat in their pockets, fat in their stomachs. Meanwhile, the black community is hungry for some change. The black community is hungry to be on an even playing field with these goddamn white supremacists and shit. The black community is hungry for empowerment. They're hungry for leaders that's going to stand up for them and not talk shit about them to these white supremacists out here. That's what we're hungry for. We got these illegal immigrants in positions of power. The few black people we do got in positions of power, they're sellouts. Everybody want to prop up John Lewis. John Lewis get his ass whooped on that Edmund Pettus bridge, right? I gave a little blood in that bridge to Selma, right? He ain't did nothing for black people. If you roll through at some parts of Atlanta right now, that motherfucker ain't done shit. Elijah Cummings, a dude that lives in who's supposed to represent Baltimore, right? Look at Baltimore right now and anyone tell me what the fuck did Elijah Cummings do for the black community out there in Baltimore right now? Shout out to the brother Bottom Line Santee Walden, right? You roll through Baltimore right now and someone tell me what the fuck did Elijah Cummings do for his constituents out there? He ain't done shit. Anytime there's a shooting, you got jackasses like Benjamin Crump and goddamn Al Sharpton and all these other civil rights retreads, Jesse Jackson, right? All these other motherfuckers, man. These Rescue 911 motherfuckers. They want to hold press conferences and hold hands and sing songs and shit. Jim Clyburn, another fucking bootleg, right? He don't give a fuck about the black community. This motherfucker more worried about the Capitol insurrectionists or these Capitol terrorists stealing his fucking bourbon. But when it comes to the black community, though, he wants to draft up legislature so we can sing, lift every voice and sing, right? He want to draft up legislature so that way people can hold hands and sing, lift every voice and sing, and make that along the same lines as fucking the national anthem. What's up, Mr. Padger? So once again, these politicians always engage in empty talk. Anytime there's a major incident come around, these politicians in position of power always put out empty talk, always talk about we need to come together as a nation and we need to pray and all this other shit, right? But they ain't doing a goddamn thing about it. They have no intentions of doing the goddamn thing about it. But always come election time, these jackasses want to be all up in your face, talking about if you vote for me, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, and I'm gonna fight these so-called lobbyists and special interest groups in DC because these guys are the real detriment to us to the success of the country. But you're taking money from them, right? You're taking money from them, and then next thing you know, you got Bammers running around here talking about, oh man, these corporations need to stay out of politics, right? The time to hold a politician accountable is before they get in office, not after. If you give them your vote, then you are just as complicit in the oppression what's going on here in America. Do not give these motherfuckers your vote. They have not earned the right. Look, if you if I was if I was looking for a woman to date, right? Before a woman goes on a date with you, she want to know your qualifications. And some legitimate women, a legitimate woman will want to know what you're bringing to the table before she even agree to go on a date with you, right? You got to look good, got to have good credit, got to have something going for yourself. Can't be married, right? Can't have a girlfriend, none of that shit, right? Before she even agree to go on a date with you, right? Well, I need to apply that same principle to these goddamn politicians. When these politicians come up in your face, talk about what they're going to do for you and all that, you need to check their history. You need to check their track record. Are they what they say they are? When the white media props up a black person in front of you and they're not going after that person with any kind of vitriol, you need to be concerned about that. Case in point, if you really think about it, Andrew Gillum, right? Now, Andrew Gillum was a mayor out there in Florida. I can't remember what city it was. I think it was in Pensacola or something like that, I think. But either way, he was aspiring to be a governor, right? Now, when he was first propped up by the white media, they made him out to be Obama 2.0, right? They made goddamn on Andrew Gillum out to be Obama 2.0. And what happened? Not only he was caught in the scandal the way he was, I forgot the scandal way. I think it involved him getting involved in some illegal deal or whatever like that, right? So that was the first strike. Then he loses the election to Ron DeSantis, right? He loses the election to Ron DeSantis, and then get this, y'all, he was found in a hotel room, bucket naked, with drugs, vomit, and gay dudes. See, they propped him up as the second coming to Obama, and he was set up for the great fall. And you have heard absolutely nothing from Andrew Gillum ever again. You haven't. You ever heard shit from Andrew Gillum? Ice Cube came out for his contract for Black America, right? You had anybody that was aspiring to be a bootlick, right? Anybody that was aspiring to sell out and coon and be a suck puppet for white supremacy, they circled the wagons, they held tryouts on various networks, and people was spewing out their hatred for goddamn Ice Cube. When Ice Cube actually tried to do something for the black community, right? You have motherfuckers literally come out and say that, oh well, Joe Biden, he got this election to worry about. So, Joe Biden gonna have to worry about this after the election, right? You have Mitch Richmond, not Mitch Richmond, Cedric Richmond, right? You had Cedric Richmond say that shit. You had Jamil Smith say that shit, right? On TV, on the segment with Tiffany Cross. Well, guess what? The election's over with now. We on day 85. Where the fuck are the tangibles, goddammit? Where the fuck are the tangibles? All you Biden sexuals and you Kamala kissers or whatever, where the fuck are the tangibles? All you motherfuckers out there that voted for these bammers, I need y'all to bring your ass to the front and attest for your sins. Where the fuck are the tangibles? You can't find no Biden sexual now. They're in buyer's remorse. You can't find no Kamala kisses now. They had buyer's remorse because they fell for the banana in the tailpipe. They fell for the okie doke. They got duped. If you go to the store, say you go to Walmart. Now, Walmart got all this shit in the store, right? From socks to PlayStation 5. Well, maybe not PlayStation 5 right now, but you get the idea, right? If you see absolutely nothing in the store that you like, would you just buy something just because? No. Are you going to waste your money just because you was in Walmart for like damn near 2 hours, you didn't see nothing in the store you like? No. You're going to get out, you're going to get your ass in the car, you're going to go somewhere else. You apply that same logic when it comes to voting for these motherfuckers. When these motherfuckers ain't supporting your idea, ain't supporting your vision, do not vote for them. You don't vote for nobody just because they're black. You don't vote for nobody just because she look good. You don't vote for somebody just because, oh, he got the same hairline I do. That's not a reason to vote for a motherfucker. What are you voting for? That's the question when you're asking when you're going to the when you at that damn polling place about to cast your vote. Provided they engaging in voter suppression like they doing down in Georgia, down in Florida, Texas, Arizona, right? What are you voting for? And if no one appeals to your interest, then you don't cast your vote. I don't get it. We get conditioned to go out there and do something that we really don't have to do. We don't. Just like how people are, well, you need to go out and vote. Well, shit, I don't have to go vote if I don't like the individual. If I don't like what they represent, I don't like what they're putting out, they're not appealing to my interests, then I'm not going to vote for them. Just like if I approach the girl and I don't appeal to what I don't, I may not be her type. I got gap teeth. She don't like the way I talk. Then she's not going to take me out on a date. Just like if a girl approached me and she looked like a flying wombat, then she might as well go on somewhere else. If a girl came up to me, talking about we going on a date, or while we at the date, she's asking me to pay, then she carry her ass on. I'm not, that date will be done. And we need to apply that same energy when it comes to these politicians. Yeah, that what he said, Trey. That we definitely say that. He definitely said that. For all intents and purposes, this is Joe Biden's this is Obama's third term as president. For all intents and purposes, this is Obama's third term as president. What's up, Bakari King Greenleaf? For real. And to be honest with you, if Kamala Harris thinks that she gonna call herself running for president in 2024 and thinks she gonna get the presidency, she got another thing coming. Because we have not forgotten. We not gonna forget all that reprehensible, all that dirty, underhanded, sneaky ass motherfucking tactics you did while you was a goddamn attorney general. And this shit's not going away. Okay, Kamala Harris, I need you to understand something. You cannot wash this thing off with Tide. All right? You cannot put fabric softener on this. You cannot put gain on this. And you think this gonna wash away? It's not going away. The stain still gonna be there. Yeah, when the president declares state of emergency, yeah. FEMA comes in at that point. You're damn right. We need to get away from identity politics. All right. I want to know what the fuck they're gonna do. I don't care what you say. I don't care about what you do. Right? I don't care about what you say. I care about what you do. I don't care about what, oh, this woman look good and this guy here, he can speak so eloquently. Fuck all that. I want to know what you can do for us. What can you do for me? And I'm going to check your record. You're not going to just pump somebody up in front of me and think, oh, well, you know, this person here look good. I'm going to root for him. No. No. I don't want that shit. I don't need that shit. I'm tired of all these politicians out here putting out empty talk, right? I need some tangibles. If you ain't got no tangibles, you ain't getting my vote. That's no kidding. That's no bullshit. And I need you guys to adopt the same principle. No tangibles, no vote, no kidding. When these motherfuckers out here want to be complicit and be enabling and white supremacy, when you got these killings going on and these cops not being held accountable, right? All the motherfuckers from the police chief down to the fucking police officer need to be held accountable, right? All them district attorneys that turn the blind eye to this bullshit, they need to be held accountable. All the judges, whether it be the circuit court judge, the criminal court judge, any judge that's complicit in this bullshit and the systemic racism here in America, they need to be held accountable too. I'm tired of the empty talk. I'm tired of these guys coming on social media, taking selfies and talking about we need to hold hands and come together as a nation. I'm not holding hands with somebody that's trying to kill me the first chance they fucking get. What the fuck don't you understand about that shit, you goddamn politicians? The Kamala Harris of the world, the Joe Biden. Joe Biden was a staunch racist for 50 fucking years. This son of a bitch been knee deep in this anti-black racism, whether it be from the 86 Anti-Drug Abuse Act to the 94 Crime Bill. Go back further in 77, he was like, I don't want my kids growing up in that racial jungle. The same Joe Biden that's been in these back pockets of these police unions, the same Kamala Harris that's been in the back pocket of these police unions, and everybody else in between. I even showed y'all the video a couple of days ago when Eric Swalwell came out and said how all this shit was an act. When they out there giving passionate speeches, when they drafting a fake legislature, the motherfucker literally came out and told everybody how it was all political theater, that they had no intentions on doing nothing. These Republicans and Democrats bicker and go against each other on camera, but if you go to the Senate floor, they're giving each other fist bumps and shit. You guys let me know what y'all think about this whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying? No more empty talk. No more empty talk. For real. Step up or step aside. But either way, we're going to get what we want. We're going to get our fucking tangibles, whether it be you or whether it be somebody next to you. Or it could be the person after you. Right? That's my message to you politicians out there. I'm going to say it again. For any politician out there that might be low hearing impaired or might be challenged in their thinking skills, right? Step up or step aside. But either way, tangibles with you or without you. This your boy. Scream at me. Hey!